What's up, y'all? Excuse me, sorry. Technical difficulties here. But, I do my videos in the comfort of my home. So you may we may encounter a few things in the process of me doing my videos. You might hear my phone go off. Look, on cue. you know, my kids might knock. I have a puppy who thinks that he's Houdini. He can break out of anything, and he might come busting up in here. We never know. But we're going to get through this video, and I'm going to try not to make this video too long. But since this is like my intro to my word of the day, I'm going to incorporate that into my YouTube channel because I speak a lot about control, self-control, esteem, self-esteem, stuff like that, and how to build yourself up and how to love yourself before you try to go out here and love on other people. Because, sometimes when we love on other people, even though our intentions can be good, we always give off toxic love when we don't take the chance to heal after each relationship. And that's what that process is. It's almost like a grieving process. Grieving process is like, after somebody dies, you grieve and you try to do whatever you can do to get I don't want to say get over that person, but just to get the thought of the death or whatever out of your head for a while. And that's the same thing with the relationship. When you're dealing with people, different people, and these two, control and self-control, I'm technically going to go as far as couples are concerned, because I feel like this is where my culture messes up at. They don't know the difference between having control of the situation and having self-control in the situation. They get the two misconstrued so much until, they start to just don't even know the difference between the two anymore. Because people who are wrong and people who are controlling, they will always try to convince you and everybody else that they're not. They will go out of their way to convince you that they're not, but in their heart they know that they are. So I feel like, in order for our households to become one again and, to build it up and stuff like that, like, you have to know the difference when you are trying to take control of a situation. And when you're in a relationship, it's okay for the male to take control sometimes. It's okay to let your woman have control sometimes. But I'm talking about when it comes to knowing your place in certain situations, not even in the relationship, just knowing your place in the situation. When you're wrong, shut up and just admit that you're wrong. So I'm going to start off by reading the definition of control. And control is a noun. It is the power to influence or direct people's behavior or course of events. So it's like, that's like if you tell your child, I'm just going to use a mother-child, father-child example. If you tell your child that he's going to get a whooping for something that he did in school, and this child starts to cry, and you tell him, you're like, you better hush before I give you something to cry for. That is a common thing that parents use, for I give you something to cry for. And what does that child do? That child changes his behavior, thinking that, something could possibly happen worse to me than what the hell is supposed to happen for what I did in school. And it even happens like that when it comes to grown adults. You're in a relationship, but it's more like this person is trying to be your mother, or this person is trying to be your father. It's not like they're trying to be your mother or your father. They're just trying to be in control. They want to have control of everything in a relationship. They want to tell you what y'all should do on Wednesday night, Thursday night. They want to tell you how to kiss them. Kiss me like the man kissed the lady on the movie. You want to tell him like, no, you're not going out. Or you want to tell her like, oh, well, if you're going out, don't come back. That is changing the behavior of what the person was wanting to do, being in control and manipulating that person into doing what you want them to do. That is control. I mean, sometimes I feel like some of y'all need to have more control over y'all bills in your household than you do trying to control the person that you're with. Because control does not work good in communication. As long as there's always one person that's a friendship. Let's talk about a friendship. You have a friend and you like, girl, let's go and eat Mexican. And she like, no. She was like, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to the movies and I want to go bowling after that, and then I want to get something. If this person is always telling you what they feel like y'all should do, like, what kind of friendship is that? This is a toxic ass person. And they're only toxic because people allow them to be. The course of events, that's telling that always telling somebody when, where, who, you know, self-control is just pretty much self-explanatory. It's the ability to have control of oneself. And if you want to get a little bit deeper, I'm talking about like having control over your emotions, the things that you do, how you react, having self-control over your words. I understand that we get upset, and we get upset at a number of things: kids, spouse, work mostly. Nobody's happy when they come home from work, and we get, even in difficult situations, even if your relationship is rocky, even if it's on the verge of breaking up, like, you still have to have some kind of self-control, because at the end of the day you have to realize that you were an equation in the reason why things are ending too. And it's so easier to put the blame on the other person than it is to actually sit down and say, you know what, when such and such happened, I was wrong and I'm sorry. I had to do that just this morning. I had to apologize to someone for my actions, because, never do I want to be a rowdy person. No, I really don't. I really want peace, and I really wish that we could be at peace. But am I a pushover? No. So sometimes, you have to teach people how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying be a bully about it or nothing like that. But when you know that you're a genuine person, and you know that you're a good person, and you treat people good and stuff like that, sometimes people just don't know, because they're not used to having those sorts of people in their lives. And even though the way that the stuff went down and everything like that, like, yeah, I looked at it later on and I was like, you know what, I got my point across. Maybe in certain points and pieces of what I said, I probably could have handled the situation a little bit better in those particular spots. But in all, that's where emotions come in at. I controlled it as much as I could. And at the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse. So, I'm proud of myself for being able to have self-control. Getting more self-control every day is something that you have to want to do. People like, oh, well, I'm getting there. God not finished with me yet. Okay, he's not finished with me either. But I make progress every day. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to continue to chain and continue the cycle of being old and gray and 65 and 85 and still single. And that's why a lot of us today are still going to be single, because we have no self-control. Like, you have to learn the difference between the two if you want your house. If you like, you cry to your friends all you want to. I love her, man. I love her. Oh, I love him. I love him. You can cry to your friends all day long. And we're never going to tell our friends, and even if we do have the balls to tell our friends actually the exact thing that happened, how she was wrong, and then in return I was wrong, and then this happened, and then that happened, and I did this, and really admit to your messed up behavior, your friends are still only going to brush off what you did and still make it seem like it was the other person at fault, and vice versa. And then on top of that, when you bring your friends and family into the situation, it becomes an even more overwhelming, controlling atmosphere. Because now you got your mama in your ear, you got your daddy in your ear, you got your sisters and your cousins. Oh, Cam girl, he ain't no good. But in all actuality, what you need to realize is that you're gonna still be with him long after you done talked all of this shit about him, or you're gonna still be with her long after you done talked all of this shit about her to your parents and to your cousins, and oh, just in the moment when the situation got sticky and you couldn't handle it, you had no self-control. But now you and Jerome done made up, and now y'all still together, and guess what now your family is saying about you? Girl, you stupid. I don't even know why you, and that is a form of control too, because by the time y'all make up and y'all are back on good terms, guess who's now trying to control the situation? All of those people that you were out here talking to and telling your business to, when you know, okay, Jerome might have even did something bad. We don't know. But without the proof in, and then you have to realize in most equations, and I'm not saying all of them, but in most situations, the reason why these women walk out and go and find another dude to mess around with, the reason why these guys walk out and go find another woman to mess around with is because they're searching for something that they can't get at home. And a lot of the times, females think that if you withhold sex, or guys think that if you withhold sex and you like, fucking, I'm not doing it no more and this and that, blah, 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 that person, like, there are some genuine people that probably will be like, well, you know what? If I can't get it no more, then what are we together for? But it's going to be some people, those people who run around and cheat on one another knowingly, like, I know you cheated on me, well, I know you cheated on me too, and they still together and they still cheating on each other and they still trying to raise children in this cheating ass atmosphere. Those people are toxic to themselves, because now at this point they're afraid to be alone. They feel the comfort of having somebody to go home to, but still have the need to go out and just run around. They want to have multiples. But I say that a lot in my videos, like, why even waste a person's time? Like, all of these girls gonna want to mess with you even if you are single, and now you can turn them down. They won't even have to lie about your situation, or you have to learn how to have self-control, because like in 2019 things are changing a lot. Things are changing a lot, and I have a video on my YouTube channel. It's called Self, and it talks about self-love and self-confidence and self-respect and self-esteem, and everything starts with self. So whenever you're in a situation, just always know that your situation does not have to be bad if you learn how to have self-control sometimes. Everything doesn't always have to be over the top. And I'm not just talking to the ladies, like, I'm talking to the guys too, because some of y'all go a little over the top. And I've been in situations before where I had to just sit there and just look like, is it really that serious? Like, is it that serious? And I mean, like, you really had to go through all of the ranting and raving, and we couldn't really talk. Like, we have to learn how to talk. And not only do we have to have self-control in order to have communication, we have to have self-control in order to deal with our children. You have to have self-discipline. You have to have all of that stuff when you're raising children. Because these children are not doing what you tell them to do. They're doing what they see you do. And I choose to take a path to where I have my own businesses and I can do my own thing. And, if I do want to go and work for extra money, I will go and do that. But I will never ever raise my children to make them believe that the way that they're supposed to live their life is you pick a job. You pick something that you can do. You go and hire. You go and get the application, fill it out. They hire you, and you just work hard. You work hard. You do whatever those people tell you to do to make it to manager. And then once you make manager, you work 20 more years for the company, then they'll bump you up. No, I'm not going to tell my children to go enslave their fucking life away for somebody who is sleeping on a beach in Aruba, don't even know his name, but he's scanning in, or he's stocking $15,000 worth of merchandise in this department and going over here. Now he got to go over here and cut $800 worth of fabric, and then he got to go over here and show Miss Barbara where the ice cream at. He got to do 25 different jobs just for that little $10 an hour, when you can build your business now at the age that you are, and by the time you're my age, you can retire. You can be just like that person that they was trying to tell you need to go and fucking work for and slave for. You can be right on the beach in Aruba laying next to his ass and be like, how's business, bub? I'm not going to tell my children to go and work. And that's just me having self-control. There's a lot of things I do in front of my children. There's a lot of things that I don't do in front of my children. You know, and there's a lot of things that I just don't do, period. Because now if I don't do them and I make a habit of don't doing it, then I don't have nothing to hide from them. I don't never want my children to feel like they can't trust me and know my kids, my 3 sons. They know me. They know exactly who I am. They know how to push my buttons, but they only push it enough to step back. Like, okay, she ain't going that far today. You know, so that's just me, like me raising my 3 sons. People say that a woman can't raise a son alone, but I have, and my children are good boys. They're really good boys, and that's because throughout their lives I had self-control, even when it came to them. You know, because I was a child once, and I knew the peer pressures that we went through when I was going to school in 1994, when I got to the 9th grade. Them peer pressures was way different than they were when I was in middle school. So I know the pressures, and then the pressures back then wasn't even as bad as the pressures now. So, you know, I try to stay involved, and I try to talk to them, and I try to figure out what's going on. And if you wanna shut down and you don't want to tell me, fine, then I'll just go to the school and I teach that y'all know what's going on. Yeah, I'll be all up in their business. Because they will never make a mistake to where the system gets a hold of them, and then there's nothing that I can do but cry. Those are the chains that I'm trying to break. That's why we have to have self-control. We need positive influences into our neighborhoods. Our children are left with nothing. They have nothing in their neighborhoods except for trouble. But it's not until the thing hits close to home that people feel like we need to do something. No, we need to do something while it ain't much going on, and try to prevent some things from going on. We need to have positive influences, positive programs that our children can attend after school, so they won't be in the house by themselves getting into all kind of mischiefs. We need to have recreation centers in our neighborhoods. And you know what? I came from Beaufort County. I was raised up in Beaufort County. And every recreation center, Boys and Girls Club, Uptown Beaufort, the skating rink, all of the movie theaters, the bowling alley is now owned by the church, which is probably a good thing, but it doesn't leave much time to do nothing because they close at a specific hour. You can't bowl after like 10 o'clock. They don't open on Sundays. All of that good stuff. All of the stuff that we used to enjoy. We used to enjoy midnight bowling. I remember that. I used to love that. The skating ring used to be lit, turned up. We actually used to, as little kids, could go out and have fun. And if it was some kind of drama, it was a fight, a fist fight. It wasn't no guns. It wasn't all of that extra stuff. You fight. It's either you win or you lose. And if you feel some type of way, you go back. And that's how we was raised up. And then after a while, the beef ain't even beef no more. You know, but in our everyday life, we have to have self-control. We have to learn self-control. You're not in control until you have self-control. Y'all have to learn how to raise each other's standards up. Raise your kid's mother. Y'all probably don't even like each other, but you know y'all have to find a way to like each other, regardless of whether y'all are gonna be together or not. And you have to have enough self control to be in control of the fact that look, we tried it. We tried it. You have to know when to let go, because if you hold on to it until it has nothing left, now it's becoming so fucking toxic that the children are seeing it. The children are seeing how you are now treating him and how he's now treating you, because you both are already sour with one another. Y'all already bitter, when you know like 2 months ago we should have just let it go and we kept going. Co-parent. It ain't nothing wrong with co-parenting. Because at the end of the day, what matters the most is the children, number one, because they're priority number one. So if you being away from her and her being away from you is what make y'all happy, so that y'all can raise happy, healthy children, y'all, we need to learn how to do that. We need to learn how to do that. It takes a village. I truly believe that it takes a village. It took a village to raise us. And my mom didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama had eyes everywhere. You scared to go in down Walmart because somebody gonna see him. Like, yeah, I saw your girl in Walmart. You like, oh, Jay, you know. So, you know, I just really wanted to do control and self-control for the word of the day, because these are like number one. You cannot have conversation, you cannot have communication with anybody, not your lover, not your friend, not your kids, not the people you work with. You cannot have any kind of communication with anybody if you do not know how to control yourself. And there's a time and a place for everything. I don't want to be confrontational, but don't test me, because I won't be confrontational, but I will say something in the nice, nastiest way to let you know, like, look, I want peace, but this is what it could be. Don't do that. You know, don't do that. And it's okay to be that way, but you still have to learn how to talk to one another. We have to build our families back up to where children are happy. They know that when they retire, they can look at their mother and their father and they can say, you know what? I want that. We want to be people that they look up to and they say, you know what? My mother has, or my mother is getting what I want to have and what I want to be getting when I'm her age. And I tell them, like, look, I had to learn for myself. Now that I have the knowledge, I can tell you everything I know. And you can be twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times where I am today when you get my age. We have to learn how to get insurance for ourselves and invest in CDs and stuff like that. Invest in your children's future. Don't leave here because you too stingy to save and give the children something. You like, nah, I can't take the money with me, so I might as well spend it all while I'm on earth. And then when you pass away, you're leaving your children with debt. We have to break that curse. We have to break that chain. No, like, I am looking into different policies. I have a couple of Facebook friends that do, you know, the insurance and stuff like that, and I've been checking them out, and I've been thinking about what I want to do and what kind of policy I want, because I don't want my children to have to be in debt because of me after I'm gone. Because they know, even when I'm gone, they know I want them to enjoy their life. I just want to be sure that they're okay, that they know what they're doing, that they know how to live their life, that they know how to pay their bills. And I teach them, sometimes when you have to work a job, paying your bills and being broke sometimes is where it's at. Because guess what? You could come home, your lights work, your game work, your TV on, food in the refrigerator. Who cares if you can't go out because they going out? Guess what? They spending that damn light bill money. They're going to be coming to your house because you're going to be the only one with lights, because you're the only one who got common sense. You have to take care of your priorities first. And 9 times out of 10, what's the use of having a side chick when you can just be, or a side dude, when you can just be single? Because guess what? At the end of the day, when that side person splits y'all up from y'all children, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to even be with that person. You know why? Because the only thing that person's going to be able to bring up if you end up with them is, you was cheating on her with me. You going to hear that shit. You going to hear that for the duration of the relationship. You're going to hear that. They're always going to think that you're cheating on them because they was creeping and cheating with you when you was with your baby mama. And now you going through all of that shit and you done lost your family. We got to be smarter than that. We got to be smarter than that. We have to uplift one another. We have to build one another up. I'm still in the process of doing my petition to buy back the block. If I can get 1,000 names, 1,000 signatures on I can get a small permit to where I can get volunteers, and we can voluntarily go around into our neighborhoods and help fix porches, help fix floors, help fix holes in the wall. We can get people to go in and help fix up our elderly neighborhood, our elderly's houses. If they need help getting medication or food for the month, we'll be able to supply that. We'll do a program for the children in the afternoon where we feed them healthy after school meals, because some parents have to work. Your child come to our center, they will eat. So, I have a lot of things that I am about to do. I'm about to do a lot of promotion. I'm about to do a lot of great things. I'm working myself to my goal, which I don't want to display that yet. I just want to keep working towards it, and God has been working in my favor. The devil is in my face. He is. But you know what? I stand tall. I stand tall. We have to learn how to love one another, y'all. I don't care who don't listen. I don't care who don't watch my videos. I don't care. You know what? I reach somebody every time, one person. You know what I mean? People come to me all the time. I have a girl at my job who just started working there, and I really just started working there because school coming in and stuff like that. But I really just started working there. But see, I didn't do them how the other servers that when I came in did me. I had to learn everything on my own. But guess what? I learned on my own. They was, you have those haters when you come in. Like, first of all, I'm not trying to take nobody's job. We all here to do the same job. And apparently they're still hiring people because they feel that they need more people on the floor. I'm not here to get none of these little dudes back here who cooking this, So, people have that when they see you when you're new and they don't know how to take you and stuff like that, they brush off. If you ask questions, they might answer your questions, but I taught them everything. And then, I started talking about my YouTube channel, and, she was like, oh, she started telling other people. She told one other guy at the job, was like, you really need to go on her page. And I do. Because I tell examples, and when I make examples of my own life. Because I'm not ashamed of nothing in my life, especially shit in the past, and I don't really have that. The biggest thing that I probably have from my past that I probably would say would be the hardest thing to talk about, but I still do it, is my mother. Is my mother. And at the end of the day, I just kill everybody who's negative and toxic and shit like that. I kill them with kindness. Because at the end of the day, I know that's what I don't want to be, bitter and alone when I get older. I want to be able to build relationship and build business relationships and travel the world and do things that make me happy. But like I said, I'm running on 30 minutes, and I don't want to make this too long since this is my first video for the word of the day. Word of the day is control and self-control. We have to gain self-control, especially when we're talking to the ones that we love. when you're talking to your loved ones, anybody else outside of your circle, still try to have respect for those people, but you don't let anything come into your circle and change the vision and what you see in the person that you're with. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that matter. Those are the people that count. We have to love one another. Buy back the block. I'm going to send out links to the online petition. Please sign. I'm trying to get to 1,000 signatures. And please subscribe to my channel, Billion Dollar Club 843. Like my videos. Share my videos. Even if it does not relate to you, I can reach somebody. Because these are the things that we need to be aware of in order for us to be successful. Until the next word of the day, y'all, I love y'all. Be easy. Clean out.